I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scream. Ah. All right, let's go. Let's go, party people. Let's get this thing cranked up, man. It's the Knicks Morning Drive. It's your man, Uncle Freezy, the number one chief rock in Knicks universe, coming here to rock with my favorite people. It's game day. It's game day. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all know how it goes, man. Blue tears, orange tears, orange tears. Bam! Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Man, let me see who I got in the chat. Is my people here with me? Are my people here with me? Travel Vibes is in the building. Cover the Spread is in the building. Bim. Brooklyn Buddha is in the building. What's good? AJ Bula is in the building. Joe Madden is in the building. My guy, Joe Madden is in the building. Joe, where you was at yesterday? I was looking for you. After we put the link in the chat, man, you ain't even jump in here. That was crazy. Joe Madden was probably somewhere counting bread. I ain't got time for y'all. I got money to count. Knicks fan for life is in the building. Ed Winning is in the building. Was good. Y'all know how this thing, man, listen, it's game day, game 3. So we'll do a game preview of tonight's game, what to expect, from the Knicks and the Cavs. Right? What to expect from the Knicks and the Cavs. Y'all know what it is. Right, we'll do some canvassing around the NBA, some landscaping. Some landscaping. I need to do some landscaping, but we'll scape the however you say. We'll look around the league. Rich Boy is in the building, but before we do that, let me recite a quote from the great American poet Prodigy. Prodigy says, and this is a quote for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Prodigy says, there's a war going on outside no man is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You walk around with your head down, scared to look. You shook, because ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Give it up for Prodigy. Paris Duggar's in the building. What's good, Paris Duggar? Paris Duggar's in the building. Okay. Paris Duggar is in here saying something probably. I don't know. I ain't read it. I saw his name, but I ain't really read the thing. But good morning, Paris Duggar. That AM water is fire. Matt Stay Flies in the building. So we're going to do a few things this morning, man. We're going to preview the game, what to expect, what we hope to see. You know, get some of y'all thoughts. Uncle Fulio was in the building. Matt Stay Flies in the building. I guess we should start it all off with me asking you guys this. How are you guys feeling this morning? How are you guys feeling this morning, man? JJ is in the building. How are you guys feeling this morning? BX is in the building. All right. BX Kicks for Life says quickly bounce back game. Bam. Okay. Spence is in the building. Black University, what's good? What's good, man? Matt, stay fly in here early, bro. I'm super excited. JJ says, hoping the kids step up tonight. I'm hoping so. JJ, I got something for you, bro. JJ, I got a gift just for you. So the past few days, I have been working on a bunch of stuff, man, in between some stuff. So we're relaunching the Mets Lounge. We're doing that. That's coming. I just talked to Hoodie Kev about 10 minutes ago. He and I are I'm going to relaunch Mets Lounge. We're going to do it the proper way, right? Hopefully we could get some today. It's going to be a busy day today, though. Pete Alonso hit a home run last night, a rocket. For NFL fans, Greeny, this is be something that you'll like, Greeny. So we are also relaunching the Extra Point channel, where fans of the Jets and Giants and Bears and others can get together and have casual conversations. So if you're a Jets fan, a Giants fan, a Knicks fan, a Lakers fan, a Mets fan, a Yankees fan, or whatever, we're going to relaunch the Extra Point, formerly known as Legends. So we're probably going to do like 30 minutes over there. Hey, Joe Madden, you invited too, Joe. Joe, you invited too. We want to see you over there, Joe. Wacko's in the building. Also, I'm thinking about vibes and stuff in the mornings. Also, I really miss it, but I don't like doing it without my man Knicks for life. I don't really like doing it without him, right? But I really miss it. So there's this thing. As far as Lawrence tears go, more. Corey Lee is in the building. Corey Lee is in the building. So we have all of those things, you know, we have all of those happening. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the link to the Extra Point in the chat. I'm gonna put the link to the Extra Point in the chat, and it's a basic channel, nothing on it, right? No videos, no none of that stuff. I'm gonna put a link to that in the chat. I want you guys to go subscribe to it. Right? Yo, look who in the building early this morning. Okay.
Hey, I got away. I ran away.
I see you, Poppy.
I ran away this morning.
Okay.
You know, I missed this. This used to be my thing, the next morning drive.
This is my thing. You know, this is my man. This is our bread and butter right here. But the Knicks at Night podcast is the original bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. What's good? What's the topic this morning?
Hey, we gonna be all over the place, man. We're gonna be all over. It's game day, man. I want to get you guys' opinion on everything, right? But let me. I'm working on something right now. I want to get the link to the Extra Point to put in the chat, and I'm gonna put that in the chat, and that way I can get everybody to subscribe to it.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Let me get myself together.
Joe, what's good, boss?
What's happening, guys? How we doing?
Man, it's game day, man. You not excited? I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited and I'm nervous all at the same time.
I
think the last game kind of showed some stuff that has me a little nervous. But at the same time, we're back in the Garden. We got a split in Cleveland. We got what we wanted. Obviously, everybody would have loved the 2-0 coming back 2-0, but we got a split. We got what we needed. So that's the positive things. And another positive is our young players haven't played well yet, and we still got the split. But I still am a little bit nervous because Spider's going to have one of them games.
Right.
Spider's going to have a 50-pointer in one of these games, and I feel like because tonight's the first game in the Garden, I feel like tonight could be a night where he goes off.
Right.
Spider needs to worry about Jalen Brunson lighting them up tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I think we can fix it, bro? Let me first address this super chat real quick. Wacko, thank you for the generous contribution. Wacko says, "Let's go Knicks. We need this dub tonight." Right? So let me Joe, let me ease your concerns a little bit. And I'm not going to talk to the energy in the Garden, right? Because the fans can energize a team. But ultimately, those concerns that you mentioned are strategic concerns, like strategy. Like Cleveland did something to us and we couldn't figure it out, right? So you know what I think Tibbs is going to do? I think they're going to focus on what happened in game 1 and go back to that. I think we'll be okay with Donovan Mitchell scoring 38, 39, 40, 45 points in a loss. Right? I think what we're going to do tonight's strategy is take away all the peripheral guys and let Donovan Mitchell score his 50 points. And then beat them 100-50.
Yeah, see that I have no problem. Like that, I get. Like Donovan's going to have like he put up 38 points the first game, and they slowed them, took 30 shots to get them 38 points,
right.
And we won the game. We shut down everyone else. My worry is if he goes off for his 50, and anybody else in that Cleveland team has some sort of game where they're putting up points, like if it's Garland or
right, like putting up 25, 30.
Putting up 25, 30, if it's Garland or if it's LeVert can get hot or any of these other guys get hot too. And Brunson doesn't have the perfect game, then we're in trouble a little bit. And
right.
That's where my fear is, because they're keying in on Brunson. Their game plan now is to shut Brunson down and make Julius beat us or beat them, and that's also makes me worried. Julius having to beat them because they're shutting down Brunson.
Right. So okay. So basically what it sounds like to me is that you're concerned if the strategy that we use on them is the strategy that they use on us.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen, I recognize that concern. Let me just say this real quick though, man. Make sure you subscribe to that channel, bro. Because the extra point, because I'm gonna be over there saying something filthy about Andrew Thomas and Thibodeau. Not Tom Thibodeau either, by the way, for those that don't know. For those that are not fans of NFL football.
You can't be insulting the best left tackle in football now. You can't do that. Thibodeau is a little bit of work to do to show is where he was drafted was correct, but you can't pick on Andrew Thomas. His best left tackle in football.
Oh wow. You are confident.
He's correct.
You sir are also confident.
Also, of course. Yeah, come on, man. You know when you bring that subject up, when you start talking about the big blue, come on, man. You know how many you go back and forth at it.
No doubt. The extra point is going to be fun because I think and listen, I know this is primarily a Knicks channel. It was supposed to be a Mets and Knicks channel. It's supposed to be like Mets and Knicks 50-50, but the Knicks fans took over. So I had to start a separate Mets channel, right? But yeah, man, the Giants fans are super confident about what? But we'll talk about that on it. We can talk about that on the extra point.
I'm about to don't get me started.
You're just a little bit salty there, Freezy. You're a Bears fan. You trade away a generational talent to hold on to quarterback for one more year to trade him next year.
Right. I understand that. I'm not salty about it. I accept it.
Yeah, they traded away small Pat Mahomes. They just traded him away for a bunch of picks and a good receiver, but
well, that and we also traded away a Hall of Fame level middle linebacker for a second round pick in Roquan Smith.
Yes, you really did.
If we would have sent him to y'all, I think he would have saved y'all season.
That's what we need is middle linebacker. That's
a thumper in the run game and a dude that can cover. Now, I'm not saying he's Brian Urlacher or Derek Brooks in coverage because those are generational, once in a lifetime guys. But Roquan Smith is really good in coverage. You know what I'm saying? Really, and he doesn't get fooled on play action, which I think I find that to be, as somebody who coached high school football, not getting fooled in play action is impossible. And for some reason, he can recognize stuff and not get fooled by it. Right? And he's a thumper in the run game. So even if you do give it to the back, he gonna thump your back. Y'all know he was a guy that tore Saquon Barkley's ACL.
Yeah.
Y'all know it. Y'all remember that on the sidelines. We take Saquon Barkley tore his ACL. You know who was there on that tackle?
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith, yeah. If y'all would have got him, man, y'all on this defense, and he young, and he's only like a fifth-year player.
And that's the thing. Like, how many teams knew he was only going to go for a second-round pick? Because I guarantee if the whole league knew he was going to go for a second, you'd have way more teams would have been lining up that they might have got a league out of it.
Joe Shane would have had him.
Yeah. Y'all should have stepped up. Y'all should have stepped up for him. I think y'all were looking for a receiver at the time and didn't even know Roquan was available. So it was like the Steelers wanted him and the Ravens wanted him and somebody else. And we wound up, instead of doing a second round pick, instead of trading Chase Claypool for Roquan Smith straight up, which would have been a very, very uneven trade, we just traded a second round pick for Chase Claypool and then got a second round pick from the Ravens.
What was the pick you got from the Ravens? The second round pick. That's the one you guys traded for Claypool, or was it your own second?
No, it was our own second.
Oh, that was a high second.
It was a high second, yeah.
Ooh, so that might have well be in this draft. This might have well have been a first.
Yeah. The only reason why we paid that high of a price though is because Green Bay was trying to get him at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we could talk about that on the extra point though. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some salt to throw in your wounds over there whenever we get that started and cranked up. Lee, you got that click on that link, man, and subscribe so you can get the notifications, bro.
Most
you see it?
definitely.
You see it pinned to the comments?
Hold on, look at my other phone. Remember that.
Jay Boogie is in the building. Joe, and I put that up there just in case.
Happy birthday, Jay Boogie.
Just in case you like to talk, football, bro. That's what we're gonna be doing that at over there.
Yeah,
bro.
Draft coming up next week too.
And we're gonna do the draft live over there.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we're gonna do the draft well, not all weekend, but for the most part. Probably the first and second and third round. Yeah, I'm not gonna do.
Yeah, then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh is all. It's a crapshoot. It's it's a guessing game. Then after that,
yeah, we might be on. We might be on, but but we ain't gonna call it pick by pick. Jay Boogie in the building. Happy birthday to my guy. What's good, boss man?
Happy birthday, bro.
With the people, man.
Hey, man.
How everybody doing, man, on this blessed, beautiful day, on this beautiful Friday, last day of the work day, unless you getting overtime on the weekend. Y'all know what time it is. It's game time. Hey, I don't even want to hear all that negative talk. Man, don't watch the game. Ain't nobody scared, man. We about to handle our business today, man.
Handle it.
All this talk, y'all worry about what Donovan. Better worry about what we get ready to do, man.
Bim.
Worry about what we get ready to do, man.
That's what also worries me
That's
too.
the confidence in us, man.
But after
I'm about to get ready to go up in this NBA store, man.
Yo,
bro, that's what worries me about what we do, though. Some of our key guys, like our role players, going to show up because that's what we need if we're going to win this series.
Right. Okay.
Man, we home, man. We home.
We here.
We home today, man.
All right.
The city on fire. I don't see 14,000 people already this morning.
Bim.
I'm in the middle right now.
All of them in orange and blue.
Everybody out here moving.
Bim.
Everybody. I'm going to this NBA store. It's packed. You can't even get in there. People trying to make sure they get some orange or blue.
Orange and blue.
To wear tonight.
Man,
They trying to
you
make sure they
excited,
looking
bro,
good when they come in the garden.
and feeling good, looking good, feeling good, and the Knicks are gonna be playing good.
You can't go on this with no trepidation in your heart at all.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, brother, I was saying.
Hey, I just want to come on for a second, man. I'm gonna shut it down because I know far as you know what I'm saying, certain things ain't supposed to be in the backgrounds and stuff. But I'm gonna call y'all back, man. I love you, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Let's go, Orange Blue Nation. Stand up, man.
For sure.
Stand up today.
Everything Jay Boogie just said. Everything Jay Boogie just said. Everything Jay Boogie just said. Bim. Kev Wapples in the building. Yeah, man. So hey, so just real quick, just to get back on topic, man. What do y'all feel like is a specific key to victory tonight? Like what do you think you have to see tonight in order for the Knicks to win?
Rebounds.
Okay.
Rebounds, second chance points.
Okay.
Second chance points. We got to lose 50-50 balls. We got to be on top of them. You know, no lackadaisical, nothing. We got to go hard.
Right.
Take it up. We want to take it up 10 times what we did over there. And maintain it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Definitely that. I want to point out a couple of things too. Cause I understand the rebounds part. The rebounds part, man. What I'm gonna say too is we've got to be able to handle their ball pressure when they pressure the ball. We got to be able to handle that ball pressure and have outlets, right? Even if it calls for no dribbling and quick passing around the perimeter, right? Even if everybody's got to touch it, even if you got to play hot potato and work that defense, get them tired, as opposed to them wearing us down and making us tired by dribbling. We make them tired by force them to chase the basketball because the ball moves faster than the man. You feel me?
That's the problem with game 2. I felt like they started out heavy Brunson ISO early.
Right.
And that's stuff I'd rather you see at the end of games to close the show. But to start off heavy ISO and Brunson, I don't think was good. And that's what kind of it stalled us the rest of the game with ball movement.
Okay.
Because they didn't move the ball the rest of the whole game. I think the first 5 minutes was we started off well. Then because Brunson was going ISO, a lot of ISO, and then they took a timeout. And then we never adjusted off their timeout.
Right.
So I think that's what we need to get the ball moving early. We need to get the ball into Julius, a lot more kickouts. They need to play better, and the role players need to step up. I'm hoping like RJ and IQ can at least start hitting shots.
Yeah, definitely. The role players definitely have to step up, especially at home. Greeny, what's good, boss?
Nephew.
Big shout out to Knicks Nation. Big salute to Uncle Freezy, Cole, Mega, Joe Madden in the building. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to say top of the morning to Uncle Freezy. We're gonna win it. We're gonna win this game, man. I ain't even worried about this. JB is a player of respond. He's about to come back and respond.
Man.
He's gonna give them Knicks to something to cheer for in the first 5 minutes, and after that, you ain't gonna be able to put the lid on top of the garden. So that's what I'm expecting.
Blow the top off.
Our bench players haven't showed up, but if you go back to when we go home, all of our bench players shoot good. Quentin Grimes is hot. Quickly can hit a shot. Hopefully Barrett can hit a shot.
Them. Hey, real quick, Greeny. We got the extra point up. And listen, I know you're a lifelong Jets fan, so we got the extra point up, bro. We're gonna be having conversations over there about the Giants and the Jets and all types of sports. But I wanted to start it off with football, bro. So
cool.
if the link is up in the pin to the man, make sure you click on and subscribe to the channel if you hadn't done so already. That way, when we start talking about these G-men, you can have our back.
I got you. I'm about to follow from the other phone.
Okay.
Knicks Nurse just got outed as the Raptors head coach.
Yo, he was trash.
I mean, hey, it is what it is.
He was trash. I was telling, Cats was trying to tell me, all season long when I was calling him Drew Carey, Cats was like, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Freezy, you out here hating. I'm like, no, he don't do nothing. He don't do. He got a center running point guard. Man, if you don't get that dude out of here, I knew he was getting. I knew he was getting canned, bro. He don't do
Would you
nothing.
say the name of the Would you say the name of the pages again? Because I went in the extra point. All right. I went in the chat. It just brought me back to Lawrence Tears.
It brought you back to Lawrence.
I might have clicked on the wrong one. Hold on, give me a second. Oh yeah, I got it now. Oh, I'm already subscribed. Come on, baby.
Bim.
Come on, baby. I ain't have to subscribe because I was already subscribed. That's what y'all should be. Chat. As soon as y'all click the link, it should say I'm already subscribed.
Bim. And the reason why I'm doing it, Joe, I ain't gonna lie. What happens is I'm on the phone with like customers all day, right? But at the same time, I'm also on the phone. Cats be calling my phone, just be talking about, why you calling me talking about the New York Football Giants, bro? I'm a Bears fan. Cats legit called me about the Giants and talked to me like 40 minutes. I'm like, I don't do a Giants channel.
Because you look like a Giant fan. That's what it is.
Well, maybe you should, Uncle Free. No, maybe I should not.
No, you just bumped your head and followed the wrong team that day. That's what it was. Listen,
look,
the 85 Bears had a great defense. They had a great defense.
We actually had a great defense in 84, 85, and 86.
Okay, 86 we did too. You don't
86, we had the best statistical defense. Y'all had the best scoring defense.
And not only that, but you know what I'm saying? Not every in 86, every quarterback did not. I tell you like this: every backup quarterback played that game because the starting quarterback did not finish it.
Okay, all right.
I can't go that far back, but Brian Urlacher definitely made me scared. I will say that.
Yeah, and Lance Briggs.
Yeah, Briggs too. Yes.
Yeah, and Lance Briggs, and Warwick Holman, and Roosevelt Colvin.
And no championships.
Yeah, and Mike Brown.
And
Mike Brown. Y'all remember them? Y'all remember them defenses? If it's a tip ball, if y'all tip the ball, if the ball was tipped in the air, we was gonna pick it off and run it back for 6. That was the pick 6 year for the Bears. Y'all remember that the NFL the Bears led the NFL in scoring with the worst offense ever because the defense was scoring about 6 points a game.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, the defense and special teams. Remember, the defense was scoring, and we had Devin Hester on punt and kick returns.
And you know what's so messed up? I'm gonna give you one thing. The best highlight of Devin Hester's career happened against us when we missed the field goal and he caught it and he ran it back and got his touchdown. I'll give you that.
Right.
I give you that. But other than that, no championships, no bueno.
Bro, all I'm saying is I'm not trying to get on the Bears or the Giants, right? Because I know Giants fans are passionate, right? The NFL draft is next week, right? And so what we're gonna do is relaunch. We're gonna relaunch Extra Point. It was a channel that Greeny, myself, and Coach Malpica was supposed to do together, and for some reason, like things, I think it's because of schedule. It could because I think I had some unfortunate things to happen here. You know what I'm saying, with the missus getting cancer and with me having the thing with my leg happen, and then you know what I'm saying, some other stuff. So now that we back at a good place, we just gonna relaunch it. Bully is in the building. David P is in the building. Yeah, man. So we're gonna watch the NFL draft next week. But for tonight, though, tonight is game 3. Knicks versus Cavs. The Cavs coming into this game expecting our energy to be all the way up. They probably gonna come out and try to hit us with a gut punch because they don't want to. Because think about it, Greeny. If you're a Cavs fan, the last thing you want to do, right, is go to the Garden and lose game 3 with the threat of Knicks winning game 4 at home.
Yes.
You put in pressure, then 3-1 down, then the favorites to go home then and win.
You're right. And then they gotta, and then that means y'all know what that means. That means they have to win 3 in a row against a team that's beat them 4 out of the last 6 times.
What you just said is very inevitable. Shout out to Bully in the chat. But what you just said is very inevitable. Like it's going to happen.
Okay.
Like in the way I look at it, I feel like the Knicks is so good of a road team. Even if they only get one in New York, I feel like they can go to Cleveland and steal one. I feel like the Knicks is a good team when it comes to responding. We've always responded well all season when it came to like tough losses and stuff like that. I feel like we'll be fine. I have full faith in Jalen Brunson. Like you do not understand. Like he's about to put on a show for the fans tonight.
Right. I honestly don't know who to confidently expect to have a big game tonight. The only thing that Green, I've been thinking about it for like 3 days, bro. I'm like, yo, who is gonna step up? Who's gonna have the monster game in game 3? The obvious answer is Jalen Brunson. But why not Julius?
The reason why I'm saying Brunson is because Brunson is personally, like all season, Brunson has been a player where he's held himself accountable. And that I have seen that. He's never pointed a finger. If he had a bad game, he said it was on me. The reason why we lost is on me. And every game I watch him this season, if he had a bad game, the next game he wasn't bad.
Right.
Like, he was far from bad.
Right.
He knows how to respond. He's been in these moments before where a series is critical and they come in and a team pushes back when you feel like you have the upper hand. He knows what it feels like. So he's gonna know how to lead these Knicks through there. Julius Randle, the last game, he's been playing phenomenal all season. I feel like the last game has been once the game started getting a little too physical, he started losing his little head a little bit. You know what I mean? And we wasn't as physical with the Cavs. We just wasn't. Josh Hart wasn't there. We just wasn't physical. But I think tonight is a whole different ball game. Jalen Brunson is going to lead the way, and everybody just going to follow behind. I think
there is your difference. I think that name that you just said is the difference in a series. If
then he got his brother.
I'm sorry.
I said he got his brother Josh Hart, like you was about to say. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Josh Hart, like he's the one that's going. When Jalen Brunson is talking in the locker room or the huddles or whatever, he's the one that's on the floor that's backing up what Brunson is saying. So it's like it makes everybody's like kickstart their engine to get right. Like, come on, where's your energy? You know what I mean? Like that's really what it is.
Right. No doubt. I think that one of the things, Joe, one of the things that we can point to specifically in game 2 that was different from game 1 is in game 1, Josh Hart was healthy. Game 2, he wasn't. Right. And so when you look at it like that, you know, now it's been about 6 days since Josh Hart sprained his ankle. Now we know sprained ankles don't heal in 6 days, right? We know that. It probably take about a month being off of it a month, but Josh Hart don't have a month, right? So, but if he can get better and better, yeah. Look at Bully says I'm back. Yeah, baby. Yeah, y'all. I think a healthier Josh Hart helps turn the tide, right? Because all that stuff Cleveland did in game 2, I think, was partially due to the inability of Josh Hart to do what he did in game 1. Hoodie Kev is in the building. Hey, Hoodie Kev said, Hoodie Kev wanted me to talk. Hoodie Kev wanted me to talk to him all morning instead of doing the Knicks morning drive.
Hoodie Kev, you want to talk? Come over here.
Yeah, Hoodie Kev, come on, bro. You see where we at. Adele Chapman is in the building. C-Mac in the place to be. What's good? Yeah. Nick Nurse got fired. But Nick Nurse, I'm telling you, bro, Nick Nurse.
They're gonna blow it up in Toronto. They're gonna trade Van Vliet, and they're gonna trade Pascal, and they'll trade OG and new coach. They're gonna blow that up.
Yeah, I think they're gonna hire Jerry Stackhouse, and really go on a run.
Wow.
That is my belief. I think they're gonna hire Jerry Stackhouse. I'm calling it, bro.
So you think Jerry Stackhouse is going to come in and this team's going to start winning as constructed, or do you think they're going to blow it up and in a couple of years they'll make a run?
Exactly what you said.
They shouldn't have fired Dwayne Casey.
The second part,
They shouldn't have fired Dwayne Casey.
You know what they're missing? Their team construction is similar to ours. They have a lack of playmaking guards, and what happens is when athleticism can't score, they don't have anybody to play make for them. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to kind of semi blow it up, like get rid of, say, because they have 3 dudes that play the same position. OG Anunoby now, in my mind, is a power forward. Scotty Barnes is a power forward. Pascal Siakam is a power forward. And they got 3 guys that play the same position, right? And in order for all 3 to be effective, they all have to be on the floor at the same time together. But that's not really a cause for them to be effective, because Siakam at the 5, Barnes at the 4, OG at the 3, Gary Trent at the 2, and he's a free agent, and Fred VanVleet at the 1. Fred VanVleet's not a point guard. He's not a playmaker.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I expect them to go out and Joe. I've been thinking about this. This is my kid. This is my 10-4 hat. I expect them to try to make a move for quickly.
They're gonna have to pay up.
Yeah.
You want quickly, you're gonna have to come with me starting at 2 unprotected picks.
Okay.
Starting.
Done.
Because to me, quickly at this point of his career, this year he took such a jump that I nearly think of moving RJ, and if you don't get another wing in, quickly you're starting 2 guard beside Brunson. That's how high I'm getting on quickly. I think that's a player, and if you're going to want to get quickly, you need to come at me with 2 unprotected picks to start.
Done. Easy. What else you want?
I don't think quickly a starter though.
No, I don't think he would. That's what I prefer, but I don't think they're going to go down that road. I think they'll keep him as a 6-man.
So here's the thing. Quickly didn't win 6-man of the year yesterday, and what I believe is the biggest crime ever. Malcolm Brogdon is your NBA 6-man of the year over Emmanuel Quickly?
Yo, you serious? You didn't just tell me that lie.
Malcolm Brogdon, all he do is pass to Tatum and Brown.
I'm done with that.
I agree with you 1,000%, because when I went back and looked at their numbers, like the last game of the regular season, they both have the same exact numbers. So the only thing you can go by is availability, and IQ have way more games played than Brogdon. So I don't understand that.
Greeny, when you look at the stats too, Boston are worse with Brogdon on the floor than they are without him. The Knicks are 10 times better. I don't know what the plus minus numbers exactly are, but they're way better with quickly on the floor. So I don't know where the NBA the voters are getting this, because, like as he said, Brogdon's a minus for Boston.
Because Malcolm Brogdon has been around, and Emmanuel Quickly is new to a lot of people, even though we've seen him for 3 seasons.
I feel like they base it off the playoff performances as well. Because I think both first game ones, IQ was bad, but Brogdon was also bad. I'm trying to check Brogdon's other game.
And I also think too they're playing record into it as well, because Boston had a better record than us. They finished 2nd. So I think they'll play that into it as well. And then there's New York bias.
Facts.
Yeah, hey, Frederick said he got the friend vote. He the former player association president. That's why
he won Rookie of the Year, and I don't think he should have won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that squad.
Yeah,
that's why. So game 2, Brogdon had 13, 7, and 8 off the bench. That's why that happened. Because remember, game 2, IQ did nothing. He had 12 points and whatever in garbage time. So that first game, they didn't drop it because Brogdon had a bad game. IQ had a bad game. I think the first game, IQ was like 0 for 5. But the first game, Brogdon was like 1 for 7 or something like that.
So basically, Quickly didn't take the award. He allowed Malcolm Brogdon to take it.
Yeah, if he performed better in playoff games, he would have won it. But the fact he didn't play well, he lost it.
Yeah, let IQ come out and drop like a 18-point game, and he's the reason why we won game one, not Josh Hart. Definitely my player of the 6 man of the year. I agree with that. Yeah, game one, Brogdon was 1 for 6 and Quickly was 0 for 5.
Well, let's hope Quickly.
They said out GI.
Let's hope Quickly ain't happy with this 6 man of the year result, and he comes out tonight trying to prove a point.
And Joe, if I can back off of that, Mitchell Robinson should be pissed off that Evan Mobley is already considered a better defender than him. Julius Randle should be. Brunson should be pissed off that both the Cavs guard made the All-Star game and he did not make it. There's so much. RJ should still be pissed off that these young players on the Cavs are considered much better than him and much higher trajectory. There's so much to be motivated for. I mean, if we don't see one of the best games tonight, and just from a teamwork standpoint, the ball may not go in the hole. That's the thing Knick fans don't. The game is not about the offense. Can y'all pull together and do what they did the other day? That wasn't a great offensive display by the Cavs the other day. It was more about how they punched us in the face. We got to punch tonight. We got to use those things. These we just missed, and we should be this, and all of that's got to turn into let's go to the next level. Joe Maine, what it do, baby?
So GI, you know what? So we got the extra point up and running. The channel is pinned up on YouTube. So we are gonna do a little bit of cowboy bashing over there, just a little bit, respectfully.
A whole lot of.
We deserve it.
No,
we deserve it. But they're gonna come in fighting. They're gonna come in hating your channel. They're gonna strike your channel. Cowboy fans are nasty, brother. Be careful. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, bro. I do a Knicks channel, and I know the Cowboys Nation is deep. But bro, I do a Knicks channel where I get criticized 24/7, bro. I got.
Yeah, but you don't hate on the Knicks. You're gonna hate on the Cowboys. That's a different level. You hate on the Cowboys. That comes back at a different level.
Well, I mean, I was gonna show y'all, man. I think I have like every day, I have about 15 to 18 DMs where it's like 5% good. I mean, 5 good. 5 neutral, like, man, did you ever consider such and such? And then 5 haters just coming out the blue. You know what I'm saying?
The bottom line about this series, Freeze, which really starts tonight, is the Cavs are what everybody is saying the Knicks should be. The Cavs get the credit for being how the Knicks are supposed to develop. Young stars, superstars, draft picks. I don't know what they have in the future. They probably gave a lot up for the future. So we probably have a brighter future. But what difference does the brighter future if you already have your star in to beat the Cavs right now will put the Knicks in, oh my goodness, another planet. I don't know that we deserve it. I don't know that we're ready for it. But boy, are we right here in Cavs.
Let me ask.
Yes, we are ready for it.
Because you said
the Cavs don't have much.
Let me ask this real quick, because I said the bottom line. And then there were like 2 or 3 points in there that I wanted to kind of get to. So, for one, if it's the bottom line, does that mean Cleveland is ready to win right now? Or is there a window to win right now? And secondly, in comparison to the Knicks, whether it's if the Knicks are in a similar place or in a better place going forward, I don't necessarily know if we can make that determination, but it'd be very interesting to talk about. Maybe drill down on it to see if we are or are not.
No, we can make that determination because we're the 2 teams that brokered our futures, or the Cavs traded away an all-star to get another all-star. Did they make the right decision? We weren't offering up no all stars. The Cavs went all in for Donovan Mitchell, and that's what if it was the roles were reversed, and New York had Donovan Mitchell right now, and the Cavs came to New York, and when they were the 5 seed and we were the 4 seed, they'd be talking about how they punched us in the face, and where was Donovan Mitchell, and what is he going to do now? The pressure would be so crazy right now. So we're in a
Yeah.
different roles. But they don't have that media. The Cavs don't write like that. Cleveland, Ohio doesn't write like that. But that should be what was said about this series. And the analysts on ESPN should be saying, "Whoa, they keep talking about the Knicks. They didn't get him. They didn't get Mitchell. Well, how about the fact that the Cavs did get Mitchell and they did go all in and they did trade a all-star to get an all-star. They're all in. This is win now."
Okay.
Yeah, Cavs are all in. They have really, if they're going to make another move to put someone with Donovan Mitchell, that means traded in one of Mobley or Garland, or maybe even both, to make the team better. Because the draft pick wise, they went all in, and that's why I think the Knicks are slightly in a better positions, because we lost maybe 4 games less. We've lost 4 games less than, or won 4 games less than them.
Right.
We're playing them in the playoffs and can beat them, and still haven't made the all-in move yet. But Cavs have made their all-in move.
Joe, let me say this real quick. For 2 things. For one, let's not sleep on Cleveland's fan base. They are passionate. Now, the thing about Cleveland though, and NFL fans will, respectfully, if you're an NFL fan and have been a fan for a long time, you know for a fact that there may be 0 fan bases out there more passionate than the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know Giants fans are going to be like, "Oh, we hardcore." I get it. And Kansas City Stadium is super loud and all of that. But y'all have never been through a 0-16 season and sold out y'all stadium. Cleveland legit will sit in the snow 0-13 and sell out the stadium, right? Though Cleveland is passionate. Now, how that converts to the Cavs is a different story. It's like, in my mind, it's like how the Knicks fans in one place is super passionate and will sell out and will say stupid stuff like bing bong just because they are 500, and then the Brooklyn Nets can't even sell out and they have 3 megastars at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I think Cleveland's fan base is passionate. You know what I'm saying? My thing is how that translates to the Cavs. I don't know if they had the same passion as the Cavs. It feels to me, Gian, as if they're front runners. Like when the Cavs are good, they there. When the Cavs are bad, they ain't there. Right? That's just what it feels like to me.
They've been jerked around by LeBron the last 20 years. So, excuse my French, on the morning show. So, it's easy to remember. They were just burning jerseys in effigy not too long ago.
It's a loyal franchise. Like, they've had how many, like 5 or 6 number 1 picks over the last maybe 20 years or something. So they've been given a lot, but never really done much with it. They have 1 championship out of it because of LeBron, but they got given a lot.
Who you talking about? New Orleans?
No, I'm talking about Cleveland.
Them too, right?
Too. No, he was just saying you gotta catch on Freezy. You gotta catch on his sarcasm. But no, Cleveland and New Orleans.
And even the Browns, look at the NFL.
The league has been saving those franchises for years.
Cleveland have been gifted stuff, but they've never done nothing with it.
Right.
I just would like to answer the roster question on who the Cavs or Knicks is better. I think the Cavs tried to jump the gun, and therefore they have to wait for either their players to develop to be better, or they have to make an all-in move to be better. And either way, you're playing the waiting game now. Where the Knicks don't have to play the waiting game now. We went all in on our team development, and it paid off. So now we can go make the move to get the guy, and we'll still have depth. When the Cavs, they're not gonna have that luxury. The players that develop to become nice, they're gonna have to move those players to get the all-in move and still find bench and it's tough. So if I look at it, I think the Knicks are ahead by making that move, and it panned out in their favor. It could have backfired tremendously, but it didn't. And now we look like we have the upper hand. Do we have draft picks to look forward to?
Greeny, think about this though. You know they have Kevin Love's $30 million contract coming off this offseason. So they will have cap space to add another player.
And they're going to have to do it soon because you look at Donovan, like Donovan's contract's up in 2025. If they are not in championship mode, like close, there's a possibility of him walking for free.
Or them
And
trade them.
don't they have to extend their rookies? Like Garland is about to be extended because he's the same thing as well, he just got extended.
Mobley as well. And the issue that they have is now they have 3 guys that are on rookie extension because Mitchell was still on a extension from his deal. They can't extend both Garland and Mobley, so they're unless Donovan's off the team. So they're gonna have to trade one of them guys within the next 3 or 4 years.
And Jared Allen.
With contracts,
and Jared Allen, right?
And Jared Allen too.
I'm pretty sure Okoro's too. Okoro's gonna get extended, or they're gonna see that they got a lot to worry about over there. Like we do too as well. I'm not saying that we don't. We do as well.
Well, they probably have an Okoro problem like we have a RJ Obi problem because I know they got to be saying how much are we giving Okoro? We're not extending him for the max. Sure, they're having that discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me say this real quick and I'll get out of the way, right? And next year, Darius Garland's contract kicks in and he'll be making more than Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, he's making over.
So are they really getting that 30 mil? Like, are they really getting that 30 mil from K-Love? Like, are they really touching that?
Not from a luxury tax. The luxury tax it's not touching the luxury. I know they're in the luxury. They got to be in the luxury. There's no question about it.
I mean, we're talking about an owner in Don Gilbert who wasn't too keen on going into the luxury tax to help LeBron James. You think he's going to do it now?
So they're in a much more desperate situation. Winning is the only thing that's going to solve their ills. Winning is the only thing that's going to solve their ills. We still are in a pivotal situation, but before I look to the offseason, let's just punch tonight, guys. Let's just be positive about y'all brains are too smart. Y'all start looking too far into the future. Let's just damn it punch tonight. That would be a start. You giving Knicks fans a win tonight, man. So much could happen. Let's see them now fight back in New York like they fought back game 2, game 4.
Facts.
Let's punch them tonight.
Facts,
they won't
G.I.
be able to. They won't be able to.
Facts, G.I. You didn't give yourself that name for no reason, bro. Ghetto intellect. You are smart, bro. Facts, my guy.
Gotta punch though, and I'm telling you, this is where the young Knick fan. It ain't about the ball. The ball does not have to go in the hole tonight. In fact, I was like, man, if we can win this game too ugly, we could show that we could beat a team ugly. That's when you win series. You got to be able to win ugly. Some of these other series are going to get ugly. I'm seeing this basketball. I'm like, it's way too many points being scored. When is things going to tighten up? These young guys don't know how to play. They don't know the history of the NBA. The NBA had some great regular seasons before, but then the playoffs, everything changed. Go to a Joe in my line, go skirt. All that fastballs turns into skirt. Everything just slow down. Cats start pounding.
But that's when the weak fall off and the real teams pop up. So we gotta let them know that we for real and we're gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? And
but Lee, I got you right. But how? Explain how though.
Because we're more bridle tested.
No. I'm saying I'm talking about what Lee said though. Like how are we gonna get to that point that you just mentioned?
How do we get that point?
Yeah.
Simple. We have to. Julius Randle has to play through and has to finish at the rim. That's number one. Because they like you just said earlier, they're letting us say, yo, he's gonna have to beat us. And what they said is not that he won't be the one to set it off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because remember what we did in Boston? He could have the same type of game. And we didn't have Brunson.
Okay.
So
All right. So I mean, I mean, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I think it's more of a not saying that I disagree with what you said. I just have a different perspective. I think it all starts with recognizing what Cleveland is coming out to do immediately, as opposed to letting them do it and impose their will. Say, for instance, if Cleveland is coming out with more ball pressure, right? Then we got to get them out of that ball pressure. We have to attack driving lanes, get their big men to move their feet, get their bigs in trouble, right, and get their bigs off the floor. At the same time, make their guards keep that pace over the course of 4 quarters. It's impossible. And anybody in here 50 plus years old, y'all remember this. There were teams back in the day that used to trap 24/7, but they never won championships because they trapped coming out the first quarter, and by the fourth quarter, their legs was tired and they couldn't do anything, right? And so this is like back in the day stuff, right? So, but ultimately what I'm getting at is if they come out and pressure the ball with Garland and Donovan Mitchell, let them do that. Let them do that, but attack them, right? Because if they do that for 4 quarters, then their offense is not going to be there in the third and fourth quarters. And GI, in case y'all noticed Cleveland came out with ball pressure and attacking, and Donovan Mitchell didn't even attack offensively in game 2. Anybody notice the correlation there? No? Maybe it's just me.
Nah, you're right. No, I do.
Yeah, you just can't do. You can't do. The thing, like people say, like people always say, well, Jalen Brunson is a good offensive player, but he don't play defense, right? Because it's hard being a great offensive player and defensive player at the same time, right? People say Steph Curry is a great offensive player, but he don't play defense. Damian Lillard is a great offensive player, but he don't play defense, right? And then at the same time, we say stuff like, well, Lou Dort is a great defensive player, but he don't have no offense. Patrick Beverly is a great defender, but he don't have no offense. The reason for that is because it's difficult to be a two-way player. It's hard to sustain over the course of 48 minutes. Now, will that player play all 48 minutes? No. But the NBA game is 48 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And so if that's their game plan, make them work defensively, right? And if that's their game plan, then don't allow Karis LeVert to get off offensively. Because the swords have 2 sides of the blade, right? If you cutting on one side, the other side is just as sharp too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure the pendulum swings both ways, so to speak, right? It's like how Knicks fans say, well, Julius Randle on offense is blah, 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 but his defense is, man, it's too hard in an NBA game to do that. You got to have other people step up during the game. You can't have one player carry a franchise. That's why you have 15 people on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So if tonight they are coming out attacking us with high level ball pressure, then our role players have got to step up. Period. Move the ball, knock down shots. Don't be afraid to take shots. That's just what it's got to be. It's got to be that, because if we just expect one player to carry us in the playoffs, we're going to lose, and we don't deserve to be here anyway. Because ultimately, Joe, and we speak to this a lot, right? You win as a team and you lose as a team, right? Ivory 10 is in the building. Ivory 10 says, yeah, Uncle Freezy, you absolutely right. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Ivory 10 says tonight is going to be a really tough game. Will Brunson pass the ball? Will the kids show up? Will Mitchell go ham? Big questions tonight. Yeah, it's a lot of different. There are a lot of different things, man. A lot of ways to kind of look at it. Tonight is going to be a really tough game, but the thing about it is, I think the energy in the Garden will help the Knicks. along and along. Right? I think the energy in the Garden will give the Knicks something. Will give the Knicks that secondary energy that they need. RJ Barrett in the building. RJ Barrett is in the building.
RJ hit shots.
Yeah.
Where you get paid
Look,
30
I
minutes.
say the same thing too, bro. Don't even trust him. He's trash right now. I say the same exact thing.
Or that RJ is not playing well.
He is trash right now. Dude, like he's about to be out of New York. It's not even no question.
I think they need to sit him. I know there's politics in it, the amount of money he is, the way he was drafted, meant to be the face of the franchise. But if we want to win this series and he's not hitting shots after tonight, I think by game 4 they need to look at sitting him.
Now, Joe, you're right about that.
He has not enough rebounds. The playmaking's not good. Defense isn't good. He's not hitting shots. What does he bring?
It's just he doesn't match up well. This is just like somebody said. This every series is not for every player. If you're good enough, every series is for you. But you're not good enough. At least not right now. You're not good enough to play in this series. You're a downhill player that wants to get to the rack where there's a whole bunch of length all around the rim. You don't have no mid-range jumper. You don't have a pull-up jumper. It doesn't exist. So this series may not be a series for you, unfortunately.
Defensively, there's 2 small guards that can basically do everything, and he doesn't match up against either of them defensively. He's getting cooked by both.
And to be honest, the Cavs are playing a smart game. When the Knicks decided to bring RJ out and put IQ in, they move Karis LeVert to the 2 and make IQ guard Karis LeVert, and it's a tough guard for him. I do not like that matchup.
Right.
I do not like it.
Greeny, you know what else, though? You know what else? Just real quick, Ivory 10 is in the building. Hey, what's good, bro?
Shout out Ivory.
Hey,
shout out EC 14,000, wherever he at.
Wherever. Yeah. I can't wait to see him. But anyway, good to see you fellas, man. Uncle
good
Freezy,
to see you, bro.
Li, Joe, good to see you guys.
Welcome man.
Good to see you guys.
Bro, I love the Moroccan thing. I ain't get a chance to talk to you, but yeah.
Salute, my brother.
What's happening?
Hey, Greeny, here's the thing though with RJ. The Knicks have an advantage, and RJ Barrett is too slow up here, basketball IQ wise, to take advantage of it, right? In that same set that you mentioned in the cross match, RJ Barrett was posting up Darius Garland, and it took him too long to get in his post moves. It took him too long. He looking for the double team instead of going at Darius Garland. Just go at Darius Garland.
Yes, you're true about that. The only thing that he is doing very well is when he's getting to when he's starting to get to his attack position, he's hitting the kickouts very well. He's hitting the loose ball. I mean the weak side ball guy off well. Those whip around passes, he's hitting those really well. It's just that he's not able to finish inside the rim. He doesn't have a pull up jumper to keep the defense committed to him. So it's going to be only so much time before to just start stealing the passes in the passing lane. Gotta hit shots. That's the only way we're gonna win.
Gotta hit shots. Hey, Ivory, you was gonna say something, man. I cut you off, man. My bad.
No, I was just saying, giving my respects out to the crew here. That's all. I got a lot of worries about tonight. You know, I think obviously the Knicks got what they wanted, you know, going out to Cleveland, but you know, the way we lost was really concerning. You know, I don't like Brunson thinking he's Kobe Bryant. I don't like I don't like, the coach kind of sticking with his same game plan all damn game, no matter what's going on. You know, there's just some problems. I think the consistency we have with playing RJ, and trying to get him going is the right move to make. I don't think you sit him at this point. I know at some point it gets desperate, but it's not like anyone else is showing up. Who are you sitting them for? None of the other kids are showing up either. So I think you just got to play the guys that got you there. And let the chips fall where they may.
Okay. Sorry about that. Phone died, but I had the backup ready.
Bim.
I just think sitting RJ is the way to go and matching up with them with two guard lineup.
Who you gonna replace him with though?
I put Quickly in and I match up with them.
So who's Quickly?
I have more confident Quickly defensively and offensively than I do with RJ.
But who's Quickly's backup then?
I like Obi.
To be honest, I put in Deuce.
Okay.
And
okay. So basically,
gets 5 to 10 minutes to defend Garland.
So in theory, we're basically going to replace RJ Barrett with Deuce McBride.
No, well, I'm putting RJ on the bench in the second unit.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, I'll put Quickly starting because I have more confidence Quickly getting going, and I think the matchup with them is better defensively and offensively having two guard lineups.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's where I was leaning towards.
Quickly Brunson backcourt against Mitchell Garland backcourt. I think it's a better matchup.
Once they went to that backcourt, Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell and they tore that up. When it was Brunson and IQ, we had no defense at those two guards at all.
But that's their second unit. Garland Quickly going into the starting lineup and be up against Garland most of the time.
And then who's Brunson going to guard? Because Karis LeVert is going to move into Okoro's spot. He's going to start now. Okoro is not going to play no more.
No, but then you think Brunson will be matched up against LeVert because LeVert will be their best defender. So Quickly be matched up against Spider or against.
That's even worse.
Listen, I think at times we do need an extra ball handler on the court. I mean, you see when Brunson gets trapped, we don't have enough guys who can catch the ball and make something happen, make a play happen, either for themselves or someone else. So I can see that being a benefit at times. But I think you can't move away from RJ at this point. Not at this point, because RJ is really a guy who has the opportunity to make a big difference in this series. There's no one that matches up with RJ. If you look at the size on size matchups, he really should have the biggest advantage of every single player in the starting five. So I'm not sure why it's not happening. We've seen him take advantage before of this. We just need him to do what he does. I'm not giving up on RJ just yet. I've never been the biggest fan of him, but I can't give up on him yet. Not at this point. I think he's still young enough to get better. And a lot.
Wait, can I ask you a question to piggyback off of that? So if we go back into the draft, since you're not giving up on him, would he go number 3 or would Garland go number 3?
Well, I think shotgun. We're not doing that, bro.
I'm about to say you're going back a little bit too far, gang.
No, I'm not going. I mean, respectfully,
but shotgun. The whole thing is this: if Darius Garland was a better player at the time, he would have been selected over RJ.
But it was because he got hurt. Remember that?
No, it's not. It's not just that. It's not just that. It was a consensus.
I'm not letting that know.
RJ was consensus. They thought RJ was going to be number 1 before the whole thing started. Yeah.
RJ had a pedigree. RJ's father been around the NBA. RJ's godfather was Steve Nash. You just know where you're passing up that pedigree, and you think maybe you could get Steve Nash. It's just with the risk reward was there for RJ. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But to me, New York. Only reason I was leading to that is just as a human, we make the decisions that's best for us. Because only reason I was leading to that is just because
at the same time, driving your narrative again, bro.
Bro, like, you're not even finished, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, I get you got a problem with me, Courtney Lee, but like, bro, like, let me talk. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
Let me just say this real quick though. Think about this: if the Knicks take Darius Garland at 3, do they draft Emmanuel Quickly in the preceding year? No.
No, everything changed. That's I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. So it goes from like no matter which way you do it, everything is going to change. Now Quickly may be on the Cavs facing us. You know, it's like
probably want a Brunson either.
Yeah, you don't sign Brunson, and you may not even consider trading for Donovan Mitchell because you're not going to trade Darius Garland. You're not going to be willing to give up Garland in the trade for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, my whole point to that, Uncle Freezy, was just human decisions of Knicks front office. We have made terrible decisions when it comes to the draft. That's all I was leading to. That's all I was going to lead to. Not necessarily over just taking Garland or the player. I expect everything not to be the same, or a roster, or just order to period draft structure to not exactly be the same. My whole point is our decision making when it comes to drafting hasn't been good. Only good we can honestly say is Emmanuel Quickly. That's all I was going to lead to, guys.
Whoa.
Mitchell Robinson.
Hold on, I'm pushing back on that too. I'm pushing back all the way on that.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
I'm pushing
And to
all the
be
way
honest,
back on that
and
because
to
we
be
would
honest,
be.
Mr.
you
Robinson,
have a valid statement, but it wouldn't make no sense because number one, Darius Garland probably wouldn't be the Darius Garland he is if he was on the Knicks, and number two, you would still need a star to be here to help Darius Garland. That's what the Cavs did.
And let's
The
be
Knicks still
honest,
don't have a
Quickly ain't
star.
doing nothing. Quickly is just a bench player right now. He is not starting quality, Shotgun. I hate to tell you that he's not starter quality. He's not.
I disagree. I totally disagree with that.
And at the same time, think about this. At the same time, the Knicks, I'm talking about at that time where RJ was on the clock, the Knicks were on the clock. At the same time, right? The Knicks had lottery bust point guard after lottery bust point guard after lottery bust point guard. And you think the Knicks are going to take a chance on a guy that was injury prone, that wasn't a difference maker at Vanderbilt, where he was the guy taking all the shots?
Cleveland did.
Yeah, but Cleveland could afford to do that though. But not the Knicks.
Nah, I don't think they. Oh, go ahead, fam.
You know why Cleveland can afford to do that? Because at the time leading up to that, Cleveland had, for one, already won a championship. They already had elite stars and stuff, so they had the cachet to do it. Cleveland fans were satiated. It's like when you eat a big meal and you just want to lay back and kind of take it. The Knicks are hungry, bro. At the time, the Knicks were making that RJ Barrett pick. That pick at 3 had to be a home run, bro. It had to be a contributor right away with upside, right? It couldn't have been because they already took a swing and miss in previous years on just upside guys, right? Frank Ntilikina, we knew wasn't a contributor right away. He was an upside play. Maybe he'll turn into something. And then the next year, they did the same thing with Kevin Knox with maybe, we'll take a flyer on an upside guy, right? Those guys didn't turn into anything. So RJ Barrett was the safest pick at the time. Yeah, they had to do it, bro. And truth be told, and since we had RJ Barrett, for people that dislike RJ, man, for his career, he averages 18 points a game. So you got an 18 point per game scorer with the number 3 pick. How is that?
But didn't he average more in college? He averaged like 22 in college on Duke, right?
Yeah. But he was also but he also played Miami twice. He also played Davidson.
But Shai, your point is it doesn't sit well, and I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't sit well. The Cavs got Garland and their star, and the Knicks are competing with them, and the Knicks don't have their star.
Right.
But that's our
fault.
fault.
In the long run, our roster is going to be better than their roster because we still don't have our star. They have their star. We don't have our star, and we're competing with them. So we clearly have the better roster in the long run.
Right.
That's just my point.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just when I relate to the draft point, guys maybe said it wrong. My whole point was just decision making. How we make decisions. Like we missed out. We like right or wrong. If we'd have made the proper right draft situations, we could have had the same 2 guys just playing for the Cavs in our backcourt without even doing a trade. Can you agree to that?
But we turned down both of those guys, and our roster is still
because you would have had to trade Garland for Donovan Mitchell. What else would you want to trade for Donovan Mitchell?
No, I'm talking about if we I'm talking about we chose Frank Ntilikina over Donovan Mitchell.
No, I'm talking about last summer trade. I'm talking about last summer trade.
Nah, I said if we drafted right, if New York drafted right, we didn't even have to do a trade to get those 2 guys that's on Cleveland starting back. If we would have drafted right, they would have been in our backcourt right now as we speak.
Well, this particular regime you can't really knock as far as their drafting. This particular regime that's running the Knicks right now, you really can't knock their drafting. Sure, they've made some odd moves, moving back, doing this and that. They haven't been perfect, but they've made good picks. They've made quality picks. They've got guys off the scrap heap. No one wanted Sims. No one was talking about McBride. These guys are producing. They're not bad players. I think when it comes to drafting, you have to go by regime, and this particular regime has not done bad.
Right. And the fact that they don't be in the lottery, they've one pick in the lottery that was Obi, and that was their first year. Ever since they took over, they haven't been in the lottery. Well, they had the 11th pick, and they moved it for more assets, which I think was a good move. But
that was an injury-prone season they got.
But Matt, why take that pick if you believe in Randall?
Well, that's my point.
That's my point. They took the pick because I don't think they thought Randall was going to pan out that year, and he overachieved that year.
They
Hey,
thought
that
they
was
were
the
going to
point.
rebuild.
but hold on, man. That's the we've been talking about that for 2 years. Tonight we play game 3, right? And Shotgun, let me say this. You know, I love Quickly. I love Emmanuel Quickly more than you do, right? But my thing, but my thing is, if Emmanuel Quickly had showed up in game 2, we would not be having this conversation.
No, I totally agree with that, but I'm not
because Cleveland legit exerted ball pressure on
right.
us, right? And Emmanuel Quickly shrunk in the moment. Sure, he scored late in that game to pad stats, right? But when we needed his impact, he was not there.
Okay,
and it don't matter. So we could say Donovan Mitchell and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and all that stuff. Our guy didn't show up. Are you willing to admit that Emmanuel Quickly did not show up in the moment that we need him? Or are you gonna say, are you gonna make it an excuse for the team around Quickly?
Nah, I'm a man first. That's not realistic. I mean, we need IQ to step up, especially me speaking on the limb for him coming out.
I'm asking you if you are willing to admit that Quickly did not show, not that he needs to show up. I'm talking about in the moment we needed him, he didn't show up.
No, I'm a realist. He did not show up, to answer your question. Like, I need him to step up. I have a lot of pressure on him. I never said I was impressed with him. But my question is to you, besides, I can't pronounce his name, the guy from the Lakers, number 28. What other bench player besides him is stepping up in the playoffs? Okay, that's my point. So it's his first.
I'm trying to think of who number 28 is.
For the Lakers. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Rui Hachimura, right?
Yeah, Rui Hachimura. That's he's averaging like 19 off the bench right now in the playoffs.
Wow, Levert's doing pretty good.
Okay.
Levert's doing pretty good.
You said what?
Levert's doing pretty good. He's about to be moved into the starting lineup, I think, because of his play.
Levert's been a starter though before.
But Shotgun, what's your point about Rui Hachimura though? What's the
my point. I was just going to go to Emmanuel Quickly. Yeah, this was just my point. He's a bench player, and he's the only one really I feel like consistently giving work off the bench. So I don't think nobody, even from all playoff teams, nobody benches consistently one player is like the expectations that we want for Emmanuel Quickly. I get what you're saying. Show like I don't like that. If you're gonna show up in the regular season, show up in the playoffs where it really counts. So I definitely agree with you on that. But my only reason I give him a little slack, and it's not even that much, it's his first playoff series ever in the NBA. That's tough, bro, for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Coming from the RJ high, that man needs to step
up. To me, RJ always started, and it's his second playoff series. I feel like it should be way better.
He just got to step up, in my opinion, bro. That's just
he's not. He can't say he's not used to playoff atmosphere pressure though. He cannot obviously say that.
I mean, is this Quickly's second time in the playoffs? He was there 2 years ago.
Yeah, Quickly was there.
Quickly was there 2 years ago.
Yeah, so you can't. Yeah,
but he didn't play. He didn't, guys. He didn't play.
I'm gonna fight back on that. Quickly was a big spark, bro. He was a big spark. All our players being trash, he was one of the reasons why we was actually in the games.
Right, and the other thing too is it's not really fair to compare Quickly's thing with Rui Hachimura when Rui Hachimura is playing with 2 generational talents and number 1 overall picks, right?
Thank you.
Anthony Davis is a generational talent and the number 1 overall pick in his draft. And do we even need to even speak to LeBron James?
Anthony Davis not consistent though. We know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be great all he wants. He's never been consistent. He never ever led a team by himself into any competition. So I mean that's irrelevant. He didn't win until he started coming with LeBron. We can obviously say that he had a shot. He had his own team. He had his own franchise, and he fell. Expectation, he fell back.
They were making the playoffs in New Orleans, bro. With Anthony Davis, you remember?
I didn't say I didn't.
Anthony
Drew
Davis,
Holiday,
and
Drew Holiday was a big part of them. Go ahead. Drew Holiday is underrated, man.
Ultimately, what I'm gonna say, man, is I know we're saying that the Knicks need to do better, right? But I just wanted to point out to how the Knicks are gonna do better, right? Like that Cleveland ball pressure is a major issue. People are talking to Cleveland's physicality. They only out rebounded us by 3 rebounds, and and we shot more free throws in game 2 than Cleveland did, right? The physicality was about even. It's just a mere fact that we bullied them in game 1, and it was even. And what it looked like, since the physicality was even, it looked like Cleveland was more physical than us, but they weren't, right? But the ball pressure, though, when Quickly can't.
You're muted, Freezy. You're muted.
Quickly, I had dribbling into corners, throwing the ball away, not getting the ball to Grimes on the opposite side of the floor. Those are the things that we have to take into account, bro. Quickly has got to play better, and he will. But I don't want to blame everybody else for the things that a point guard did not do. Quickly is a point guard, bro. He's got to play like one. It's as simple as that. And that's my man too. Y'all know I love Quickly, but he just got to play better. You can't be a star and shrink in big moments. And Paris Duggan, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggan says, stop blaming the band. It's on Brunson, Kid, and JR. Yeah, man. Like I was saying, man, the role players, they got to step up, bro. It's a team game.
It's plenty of blame to go around for the way we played that last game. I mean, I was most disappointed in Brunson. You know,
thank you.
He really went out there like he almost wanted to get into a scoring competition with somebody or something. It was like he wanted to shoot it every time he touched it. He wanted to dribble around every double team instead of trying to pass through a double team. I was like, what am I watching right now? It was just strange.
The ball is faster than the man, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah, the ball is faster than the man.
Yeah, we need guys to do what they do, right? I mean, we need guys to just go back to doing what they do. I feel like Brunson just got to be himself, you know, try and fit in a little bit more instead of just being so much of the lead guy. Just try and get guys going a little bit more. Do a little bit more of what Donovan Mitchell does, gets his team going, and then he goes after his when he feels it's the right time. I feel like Mitchell went out there just trying to get his right from the jump, and the whole team, nobody got involved. And then there was no passing. I don't think the ball made it around to the weak side for a jump shot, maybe but once the entire game, you know?
Right.
And that's why I thought Brunson, it wasn't even about him coming to New York. I just felt, I'm an NBA fan. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like him and Luka complement each other for what they can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a perfect fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Luka, because he can penetrate, he can score. But I feel like he grew out learning that the hard way. Like Brunson and as he looking at pick and roll, and he look at a passer that's not making the playmaking ability for him. Now he can also say, "Oh, we need another playmaker." But bro, you're a point guard. You're supposed to be the playmaker, and that's the problem that I see with Brunson. I totally dislike. I mean, he always looking like for another person to be the playmaker, and he's supposed to be a point guard. So I don't understand that. I feel like he should be. I don't care about 27 assists. Wait, what you say?
It's just a problem when Randall might still be our best playmaker. That's still an issue for us. You know,
Thank you.
With the amount of turnovers he gets, but at least he's willing. You know, RJ's not willing. Brunson's not showing that he's willing. You know, Hartenstein might be the most willing, but no one seems to be willing to be. We just don't have that playmaker yet on the team. That's all. We just don't have it yet.
I totally agree with
That's
that.
something we still got to work on. You know, that really bothered me, seeing Brunson not wanting to look like a playmaker at all. So that just bothered me. I didn't understand what I was watching out there. I mean, how many step back threes did we see Brunson take in the first quarter? That's not his game.
He came here to be a star, bro, and I don't have no problem with Brunson. A lot of people think I'll be bagging on him. But IQ is my player. I always felt like he took up spot for IQ. But it's still no excuse for the way IQ playing. But that's like, I agree with everything you're saying, because game 2, it's like certain shots he forced, he didn't have to force them. And my whole thing is like, still to this day, like, no way Mitchell Robinson they shouldn't at least, from lobs alone, Mitchell Robinson should at least get 8 points. That's 5 to 8 assists right there. They miss him on the lobs. They don't even pass him the ball. You know what I'm saying? If we had a true point guard, Mitchell Robinson, I think, would easily be a 14-11 guy, easily. You know what I'm saying? More like a Clinton Capella, you know what I'm saying?
As long as he finds his hands. I mean, it seems like he turned into Noel last game.
He was playing high, yo.
He was shook.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Allen and them was
a lot too. I mean, they were swiping and hacking a little bit. I don't think they were giving
yeah,
him much down there, but it was a lot of swiping and hacking going on. But he's
it
bringing
was
the ball down
physical.
too low.
It was physical. It was physicality. It was definitely physical. Because at the end of the day, as you see that Mobley, even he a little thin, but him and Randall was getting into it. Like he was definitely going at Randall. You know what I'm saying? So like we definitely got to match their physicality. But I believe like I think we should kill them on the boards though. I don't understand like how they even close with us by rebounding. That's the thing I'm not understanding.
Well,
I respect it.
Well, remember they're a slow it down kind of team, so they really get their defenses set up pretty well. They don't allow guys to run on them all that much. Well, I guess that's not true. They do allow people to run on them, but when they get set up, they got those big guys. I mean, they get rebounds. That's something that they do, and I don't think it's right for us to expect Mitch to go get crazy amounts of offensive rebounds. That's a hard thing to get when people specifically stop you from doing that. It's very hard to do that. So what that means to me is if Mitch is not doing that, I'm not sure how effective he can be out there. I think defensively, he's still a big stopper in the middle and he makes a difference. But, we're going to have to look at that a little bit because if he's not getting those offensive rebounds, we may need to go a little bit smaller to kind of score more. Because right now, I don't think we're scoring, keeping up with their scoring. And it's not like they're scoring all that much. But look at how low our scoring is. That's terrible. So we might need to go small just to get more scoring out there.
And like I said, I don't think they're a better team for us, but I see how they can beat us. You know what I'm saying? By definitely keeping the game close, like you said, slowing it down. And they know for sure. Donovan Mitchell know for sure. Listen, as long as I get my boys involved, I know I can take over any day. We don't have a superstar. So that's always going to be our, like, even if we get on to the next series against Milwaukee, I believe we'll match up great against Milwaukee. But we don't have a close-in superstar like a Drew Holiday or like a Chris Middleton, you know what I'm saying? Giannis don't even, it's to the point Giannis don't even really need to even do nothing because Drew Holiday is underrated. You know what I'm saying? So we need a player like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can take the pressure off a star for one, and then a superstar. We don't have that. That's why I think Jalen Brunson looking like, is this the best decision? Playoffs, especially when they come to playoffs. I knew this was going to happen. I knew his game was going to show how much he missed Luka. And if you look at those two, they beat the Suns, the number one team. But it was not their defense. They didn't play no great defense last year. Everybody keeps saying they didn't play. They had like the same players they didn't have last year. It was their playmaking ability and how Luka and Brunson complement each other for what they can't do.
You got to understand that your guy is the guy that has to complement Brunson now. IQ needs to step up and be that secondary ball handler so the Knicks can take off in the playoffs.
Well, why
Brunson was that to Luka. That's why the Mavs was so nice because you had a guy replacing Luka with Brunson. Now IQ has to do that for Brunson.
Gee, I get you, but why choose him? Like, why choose a bench player for that instead of
Well, here's the thing, Shotgun. We've already put Quickly over RJ. He's already moved ahead of RJ in the pecking order in regards to counting on someone consistently to score and get us numbers.
I want you to finish. Hold on, I want to interrupt real quick. And I'm gonna let you. We believe that. Go ahead,
a lot, bro. But think about it. Who would run our second unit if IQ didn't run it, bro?
No, yeah, you're right. He's clearly the best. I'm not disagreeing.
I like IQ. But if he's not running our second unit, like I like IQ a lot. We need him to run that second unit to get.
Hold on a second, fellas.
Everybody going. If he don't do that, it's gonna be tough.
Pause for a second. Hey, thank you, Paris Duggar. No, Brunson went for the knockout. Up 0-1 is all. Them. Go ahead now. Come in.
You go ahead, Sean.
Oh, shit. Okay. Nah, I was just only thing. I get what you're saying, but I mean, my whole thing is like, I don't want to put that much pressure on IQ, and because first of all, he didn't get no contract yet. He didn't. I mean, I get what he's been showing us, and don't get me wrong. This is the playoff. This one didn't count. Pressure burst pipes.
Thank you.
If you want to get paid, right? If you want to get these starter minutes, if you're trying to tell the world you're a starter and you're trying to basically have a team pay you like a starter, then the pressure's there. That's the name of the game. You've got to perform
Thank you.
if you want that contract. And the reason why I put not more pressure on IQ, I think I put equal pressure on IQ. But the fact of the matter is, I think as far as the pecking order and what this team needs from a scoring perspective, we've raised IQ above RJ at this point. I think in this season.
But the fans did that, not Tibbs. That's the problem. Like we speak on the coaching staff. The coaching staff still to this day play RJ.
I don't think you're right about that, because I think that's why IQ was finishing more games than RJ, and RJ was actually on the bench quite a bit during fourth quarters.
But he still starts.
I think the coach has elevated IQ because IQ was more consistent. And what I will tell you right now is this coach is going to play the hot hand that night. If RJ's playing better than IQ one night, he's going to finish, and vice versa. So IQ was finishing most games because he was playing better than RJ for the most part of the second half of the season, or for most of the season, really. But I think we've elevated ourselves, or elevated IQ to that third spot on the team, being the most consistent as far as scoring, and we need him to do that now. It's okay to not show up in one game, but really not showing up in 2 straight playoff games, that hurts you getting paid big time. That really does. So
right, and Shotgun and Shotgun also, I was with you, bro, but I think you made the cardinal sin of you used one argument for a player that you didn't like in RJ Barrett. Right, and you had been doing it all year, and then you use the same argument to bail out your guy, which immediately creates a double standard.
Boom.
Because you talked about RJ Barrett contract all year, right? And then now when IQ didn't show up, you just pointed out that IQ didn't have to show up because he hadn't been paid yet.
I didn't say that.
That's what it sounded like to me, though.
A little bit.
That's delusional thoughts. I would never say nothing like that. Or if I misinterpreted,
but that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, maybe. Nah. Maybe, let me correct. Could I clear myself up as a man? I mean, if that's how I perceived or how it came off, definitely not saying that. My thing is like with IQ, I just don't think at the end of the day, like to me, man, it's really no excuse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anything I say can lead into, you know what I'm saying? Because he is my player, and it's gonna always seem biased. But I just don't think at the same time, like I don't think he ever been in this position, man, before in his career. Like, you know what I'm saying, on the road, high, you know what I'm saying? It's no excuse really. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just the only thing I can elaborate.
That's not true. I saw him with my own eyes. I was at 2 playoff games in Atlanta, Georgia, where I saw IQ play playoff basketball, bro. I saw him with my own eyes.
No, I'm not saying playing. I'm just saying like the expectations. Like his expectations in Atlanta wasn't as high. I think they just probably wanted him to be probably a 6-man. Now I agree with everybody what they say. I do believe like which I'm saying, but to me, the only reason I think Tibbs still believe in RJ because he's still starting. So that's why I was just like, okay, but he's quickly the first person to come off the bench. So obviously that's trust with him and the coach. Obviously that's okay. I'm saying you the best player. Right. I'm saying you the best player. And he get more minutes too. So, but my thing is like, it's like, okay, it's just like a Maxey, even like a couple players is just not, maybe it's Knick fans. It's just like, it's more players on this team that I think deserve all equal criticism. And even if Emmanuel quickly don't step up, we can still win the game. Because it's not like they blowing us out the water or even beating the last game we got slaughtered. But I mean,
so if we don't need him, why is he playing?
I'm not saying need him. I'm just saying the same expectations should go around for everybody.
I think it is. I think the expectations are there for him and RJ. I just put those two in the same boat, really, when it comes to.
I mean, Grimes too. Obi.
Grimes has played like less than a whole season as far as games. So he's like the guy who doesn't even touch the ball. So I can't blame him for anything. But it's not really about blame. It's really just about discussing what the team needs, as opposed to saying it's one guy's fault or this guy's fault. It's more like, hey, we need these guys to do better. And that's just, I think you would agree with that, when it comes to
I agree.
These guys. But when it comes to who should be doing better, I think we all agree IQ and RJ should be doing better.
Right.
Grimes is like, who knows?
I agree with all that. I agree.
And the reason why I even mentioned it, Ivory, is that for the sake of consistency, right? Like say for instance, if I make a point all year about one thing, right? and my say my point all year is Jalen Brunson needs to trust his teammates, right? Say if that's the point that I make, right? When the playoffs come, and Randall is out here and Randall's turning the ball over, would it seem unfair for me not to say that Randall needs to trust his teammates also? It would, right? It would. It would just seem like just as as a point of consistency that what I'm saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If RJ needs to step up, Emmanuel quickly needs to step up. Obi needs to step up also. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's the main thing I'm getting to. Not that I'm not passionate about IQ like Shotgunner. Shotgunner know I'm the president of the IQ bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? He know that. You know what I'm saying? But I will admit, when I saw certain spots in the game that Emmanuel quickly panicked and turned the ball over in bad situations, as opposed to just playing his game. That's all he had to do. He didn't have to be super. He didn't have to prove to everybody that he's a starter. All he had to do was just play his game, because the Knicks are going to win as a team and lose as a team. Ultimately, that's what I'm getting at.
Right. I mean, when you look at these shooting numbers, we they've got to improve, from RJ and quickly. I think those are the two main culprits that we really need to step up. And when you look at their numbers, it's terrible. I think quickly shooting right around 17% from three, 30% from the field. I'm sure RJ's numbers are similar. That's not going to get it done from our third and fourth best players. That's for sure. Especially when our best player is going MJ on us, and our second best player is just getting his win. So
what's worse about Quickly and RJ is they can't even get to their spots. They can't get the shots that they've been getting all season. And it's not like they're getting there and they're just not falling and it's just not their night. The defense is putting them in position where they're not remotely able to do what their strengths allow them to do. And that's the scary part. And that you want to say, okay, home cooking. Come on, guys, we watch enough NBA. No, home cooking is, man, that dude usually hits that open jumper at home when the crowd's got his back. And sure enough, he don't hit it on the road, but the same open look from the same position at home goes down. That's home cooking. Home cooking ain't making the defense not be in the position that they was in the last two games. Now all of a sudden you get home and the defense can't get to that same position. That's what's scary. That's why tonight is big, and that's why tonight I need to do this, Freezy. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Let's go! Let's go, man! Now is now or never. Let's go!
I'll never forgive you for that, man. Do your thing, bro. Wave it again. One more time.
But yo, G.I., quick question. Like, my whole thing is like, we all NBA fans, and like that's why I want to come here and be too biased. Or could it just be not even our best players? Could we just give JB Bickerstaff credit? He came out with a game plan and it worked.
Yeah,
it just should be that simple too.
No, I'm not gonna just give it to Bickerstaff. No disrespect to him, because I guess I should watch him coach before I just say he's average. Gotta give it to that front office, man. They put together. I had not till the other day that I heard that Evan Mobley was up for one of the top defensive players of the year, and I was like, ooh, I thought that would be Jared Allen. My goodness. Well, how good is this front line? I said, I'm going to find out when RJ get in there, because RJ don't like long front lines. And if RJ could get to, he plays bully ball. And if RJ do something to them, I thought RJ had decent games against the Cat. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, these ain't the front line guys RJ like to mess with. This ain't his.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they've been good at defending the paint the whole year. I think they're one of the better paint defensive teams in the league.
Yeah, they're good.
And we're one of the better paint scoring teams. So it comes down to who's going to win that battle.
And offensive rebounding teams. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I say you get JB Bickerstaff first. Brunson's not playing this game. He was doing it in the first game. That's why he was right. That's why I give Bickerstaff. Hold on. That's why I give Bickerstaff the credit, because it's Brunson, he's going inside out.
And hold on, you got to echo. Somebody got to echo somewhere. I don't know if it's shotgun or
Yo,
not.
yo,
Somebody
yo, yo.
had that. There you
Nah,
go.
that's
There you
not
go.
good. No, I'm saying, I'm like, now that I think about it and hear everybody great points, I'm like, I just think it was game plan at the end of the day because we got the better roster besides Donovan Mitchell. I agree with everything besides that. But at the end of the day, to me, I like the traps they was doing to him, and I noticed Brunson didn't really get in the paint like that last game. Like every time he got in the paint, it'd be like 3 guys with their hands up. You know what I'm saying? And the smart thing to do was to pass the ball out, but Brunson kept forcing it. And that's why I noticed he was shooting more threes because he cannot get in that paint at all. That makes a lot of sense.
No, they got a better roster. That's what I'm saying. It's not just Bickerstaff, it's their front office. Their roster's better than ours, man.
You think so,
The reason
G.I.?
why JB was shooting threes is because JB is the best catch and shoot 3-pointer shooter
Hell
we have.
no, I don't agree.
Nah,
Yep. All right, let's
I'll
start
take
at the
Zion
top.
over
Percentage is going to tell you
JB.
that. Percentage is going to tell you that JB is our best catch and shoot 3-point shooter.
But we hold
That's
on.
greedy right there.
But we're talking about that the Cavs have a better roster than us, no?
No, they have a better starting five. I don't know about a. I don't know.
Well,
Hey,
Absolutely.
here's
hold
the
on,
problem.
hold on. Somebody got an echo in the. All right, there you go.
Is it me?
Now go ahead, Gia.
Well, here's the thing. I understand our bench keeps us in games in our bench, but the problem is in a 7-game series, you can hide your starting 5. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can ride them to the championship, but in one 7-game series, if your starting 5 is that much better than the other guy's starting 5, and your starting 5 is kryptonite to to Brunson, it's kryptonite to RJ. It's just like kryptonite to Randall, because Randall can pull them big boys outside. He's faster than them. But if Randall ain't hitting jumpers and they just wait for him at the rim, it's kryptonite for Randall at the rim. So you could give Bickerstaff credit, yes, but their roster, he has more tools. And then his 6th and 7th guy he comes with is kryptonite. He's learned how to figure out what Karis LeVert. And he's learned how to figure out with Seti Osman. Seti Osman, we laughed at him first game. He's a problem. He's a problem out there. He's staying moving, and he's long. He's one of the longest calves on the team. So their roster, I like. We gotta have to punch him in the face. I apologize for being so long, guys.
Ain't nothing to it. Ain't nothing to it. Yeah, man. I think the is Cleveland better than us thing is simple. You are what your record says you are. Period. You are what your record says you are. The Knicks lost a lot of bad games this year to lesser teams. You know what I'm saying? There was the Charlotte loss. Like how you out here losing to the Charlotte Hornets? You know what I'm saying? Or whether it was a personnel thing or a playing down to your opponent thing, you know what I'm saying? A loss is a loss. And I don't believe in that case it's a schedule loss. I believe we just play down to our opponent, right? And if you expect to be a perennial playoff team, you can't ever play with your food. You don't ever, you rarely see the Milwaukee Bucks out here losing games to the Houston Rockets. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things. If you expect to be on that next tier, you got to be on that tier. You can't be halfway on it and then halfway below. You can't be a cliffhanger. You got to be on that tier. You feel me? Like if you feel like you're a 50-win team, you have to win 50 plus games. You can't be a 47-win team thinking you're a 50-win team because you are what your record says you are. Right. So ultimately, without getting too fancy with the analysis, Cleveland is better than us. Right. Now, with that said, can we beat Cleveland? Hell yeah. Because we beat Cleveland 4 out of the last 6 times. We've proven that we can beat Cleveland. There's a history there. Right. But the thing is you can't play down to your opponents. You just can't. Like when I hear Knicks fans say, well, all we wanted was a split. To me, that's a loser's attitude. who are the Knicks to say, well, we good enough to win as long as we got one, what I'm saying, we not worried about the other. Really? Have we come that far that fast? Or do we have to take every game seriously and they beat us and we're just coming to the realization that Cleveland's a tough team? If that is the thing, if we know we're in a fight, that's one mindset. But thinking you can play great in one game and not play great in another game is a mind-boggling exercise in inconsistency and letdown, if that's your approach, right? Because what happens when you win game 3? Is it okay for you to lose game 4? Right? You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to. I think you just want to make sure that you come out and compete in every game. The thing I heard Knicks fans say it too. Well, all we needed was one in Cleveland. I'm glad we got. Nah, you got to compete in every game in the NBA play. There is no game out here that you can afford to take your foot off the gas. You got to win 16 games to be the NBA champ, right? But at the same time, you can't lose 4 in a series or you're going home, right? And who are we to give away a game in a 4-game series? We can't be in that mindset. We got to come out and play every game, bro. Every game. We're not there. We don't have a Giannis. We don't have a Kevin Durant that can bail us out when we have say that one game where we don't bring it. We don't have a Jokic or LeBron where if your team doesn't bring it, a superstar can bail you out. We are a good NBA team with good NBA players that have to give our best effort every night and take nothing for granted. Everybody's got to step up. Everybody to say that to say that and I'm just going to pick on Quickly for the sake of argument, right? To say that well, Quickly's young, he ain't got to show. Quickly and RJ definitely have to show up every night because Jalen Brunson is not good enough to carry a team by himself. Julius Randle is not good enough to carry a team by himself. And truth be told, Tom Thibodeau is not a good enough coach for us to take our foot off the gas on any given night. Tom Thibodeau is not the coach that's going to figure it out on the fly and put something in place in game, make an adjustment in game to turn the tide against a playoff caliber NBA team.
Super chat, bro.
There's a super chat. Well, I saw it.
I
saw it. I had it starred.
What do you think the big adjustment that Tom will make when they're trying to trap? Because that we've seen teams be successful trapping us this year. What is the change that Tibbs is going to make to combat that? Because I think they killed us on how many turnovers did we have last game?
It's easy. Keep it in the middle. Keep the ball in the middle of the floor. If you attack the center of their defense, right? They can't trap you with the sidelines as their extra defender. They have to trap you up top, and then up top, they have to have a rover on each side. You know what I'm saying? To try to recover, because if it's 2-on-1 up top, right? That means it's 4-on-3 behind, right? Because they have 2 up top. That means they have 3 other defenders that have to cover the rest of the floor. And if we have 1 guy up top, we have 4 guys on the rest of the floor that we can attack, passing angles and all that stuff. Ideally, what we'd like to do, because we did this to Chicago, put on a masterclass against us, right? I don't know if y'all remember this or not, right? But Chicago did it to us and Brooklyn did it to us when they had Kyrie Irving. We trapped them in the center of the floor. In the Brooklyn game, we trapped Kyrie Irving at right under the logo in the middle of the floor with Jericho Sims coming out because he's the most athletic and mobile of our bigs. And I know Mitchell Robinson is mobile, right? But Mitchell Robinson is less likely. Mitchell Robinson is more of a traditional big out there, right? Jericho Sims is more of a mobile big where you can do more stuff with him out in space. Mitch ain't gonna do that. And for those that argue, are the same ones that are mad that Miles Turner used to hit threes in Mitch face, and Laurie Marketing used to hit threes in Mitch. So don't even come at me with the whole Mitch is in thing, because But the thing is if they trap us in the middle of the floor like we did Chicago when DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine were cooking, and against Brooklyn when Kyrie was cooking, right? What that does is it creates, for one, more than likely, a second pass to the corner for wide open three-point shooters like Quentin Grimes. And it also creates driving lanes for Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. So if we do that, if we stay in the middle of the floor, then that immediately solves that issue. Now, when we go to the side, the cue is as soon as a defender is going to be like, as soon as Brunson turns his back to go, they're going to bring the trap, right? So what are you going to do if you're a Knicks player and you see Jalen Brunson take off towards the sideline, knowing that they're going to trap him over there, right? Immediately, you got to get Mitchell Robinson off the free throw line, right? And bring him up to screen, right? Screen, be physical with those guys that want to trap. Make them run into backdoor screen them. Like, that's what teams do to us. Punish our little guards with physical screens. And we have to do that to Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and Ricky Rubio and Raul Neto and all them guys, right? And then also after that, put Randle at the free throw line with Julius Randle, who in my mind is the best in the NBA. Thank you to IKBM Dre. He sent something to me yesterday about Julius Randle being the best in the NBA at operating out of the short roll. So you pass it to Randle out of the short roll. Now Randle is a decision maker. He can throw the lob to a guy cutting baseline. He can pass to the corner for three to Grimes. He can take the 3-point shot. I mean the mid-range shot from right there, or he could put it on the floor and go to the rim against a smaller defender, probably Evan Mobley.
So
right?
Freezy, so in that case, wouldn't you rather, like, if they're going to be trapping Brunson with the ball up the middle, like you said we're going to do,
That's what we prefer.
Wouldn't you rather bring Randle to the ball and let Randle's man do the trapping so that Randle can get the receiving pass from the dribbler? Because the only man they're going to leave open if Mitch comes and traps, Mitch's man is going to double team. They can't pass it to Mitch because that's not going to do anything. So I think they should bring Randle's man to do the trapping so that as soon as Randle's man traps, they can just dish it right off to Randle and let him go, let him run.
Okay, so but what happens there? If you bring Randle, right? What happens is when Randle catches the ball, guess what happens? The trap that was on Brunson automatically traps Randle.
Well, if they're trapping Brunson and Randle's right there, quick, he's gonna have to make a quick decision. That's for sure.
What do you do with Brunson? What do you do with Brunson then? What do you do with Brunson once Brunson gets rid of the ball?
As soon as Brunson gets rid of the ball, he's got to find an open spot. Because if they're going to now go running to Julius, then all he's got to do is find an open spot. I'm just saying if we're going to bring someone to actually set a pick, we got to bring someone who can handle the ball and get the ball back and do something with it is all I'm saying. I just don't think it could be Mitch, because whenever Mitch gets the ball back up, especially at the top of the key, he can't do anything with it up there. So,
right.
You know,
yeah,
I just want to bring somebody to the ball. If they're going to trap, or if we're going to try and set picks like we do, then I want to bring somebody to set a pick that can actually handle the ball and get the ball back and do something. Otherwise, why go set the pick? Because you're just bringing that second man up there to make it easy to trap. Let them stay. Let them go running away from their assignment to go trap, and that leaves somebody open.
Ivory, you sound like Tom Thibodeau, bro. That's what Tom Thibodeau did in Game 2. That's what he did in Game 2. You want that outcome?
Well, if Brunson's going to pass out of the double team to someone who can handle it, then that's the adjustment I would make. Tom can do the same exact thing as long as Brunson's willing to pass the ball out of the double team and someone's catching it that can do something with it. I think that one small change could make a big difference, because I mean, we were turning it over. We were dribbling around traps, taking all time off the clock, not getting open shots from it. We just played it wrong. We didn't pass out of double teams. We tried to dribble out of it, and it just didn't work. And then when we did pass, we're passing it to Mitch at the top of the key, and that didn't do anything. So I just think that has to be a small adjustment we make.
I don't know. I think we
Bron's
have
gonna be on fire tonight.
a philosophy difference. I think you bring Mitch so that he can screen, but you know what happens when you bring Mitch? You pull Jarrett Allen out of the paint.
Right, but here's the problem: you pull Jared Allen out of the paint, he double teams with whoever's guarding Brunson. Now everybody else can stay at home with their man. They can leave Mitch wide open no matter where he goes. If he's up at the top, they can leave him alone. So it doesn't help us really. It's really we're playing 4-on-5 when Mitch goes to set the pick because they can't pass it back to Mitch
because Jared Allen is not in the paint. That's the thing that you're not acknowledging, that Jared Allen is not in the paint.
That is true, but the ball's not in the paint. Nobody's in the paint.
But you have a 7-footer. You have a 7-foot shot blocker guarding people on the perimeter. Is that not what you want?
That trap is exactly what they want because they don't believe Brunson can pass over it or around it. That's what they keep doing. They're bringing their big man to trap. Just like you said, even when we're not setting a pick, they're bringing their big man to trap Brunson. Because I think they think he's going to have a hard time getting rid of it or making something happen, and he did. He did have a hard time with it. Right. So that's what we saw.
Right. Yeah. I'm just going to disagree with you because and basically what I'm saying in effect is get guys out of their comfort zone and elements and have them do things that they're not comfortable with doing, and then that way you can rack up the fouls on their big men on the perimeter. Now you're getting 7-footers trying to move their feet and trying to get 7-footers not to reach in and scrape at the ball. I just honestly think guards are better and wing players are better suited to guard on the perimeter when you bring a big guy out there. It's like having Jalen Brunson be a shot blocker.
No, I hear what you're saying, but these two big men are really capable of guarding on the perimeter. These guys are pretty capable. Maybe not Allen as much as Mobley, but they're pretty agile out there, and that's why they've been causing so many problems defensively for everybody. They do a pretty good job on that. So I don't think they see it as a problem, but that's why they keep bringing them out there to do it. They don't see a problem doing that because by the time we make a dish-off pass to someone that's open, they have time to get back to the paint. So especially for basically Mitch, they got all day to get back to the paint. There's no rush.
But no, because now you're talking about a 7-footer sprinting faster than a basketball.
We don't move the ball though. We don't move the ball. That's our problem. Right? We're not moving the ball.
Yeah. Let me do the super chats real quick. Paris Duggar, thank you for the gents contribution. Paris Duggar says no. Brunson went for the knockout 1-0. Is all. Yeah, that was a mistake in strategy. I agree with you, Paris Duggar. I think he tried to knock down those threes early to send a shot to Cleveland like they didn't belong, but the shots didn't go, and then he miscalculated Cleveland. It was a calculated risk, and it didn't work out. And Paris Duggar says, hopefully I can get Freezy to read this chat. I ask, if you beat a team the last 4 times, why are you expected to dominate them in their do or die game? Hey, go ahead, boss.
Only thing I want to say is Shotgunner. Our guys got to step up tonight, bro. My guy and your guy, they got to put on a show. They got to put on a show.
Yeah, the trapping thing is crucial. I think if they trap, you got to pull those bigs out of the paint and attack the basket.
All right. Say hi to my student, y'all.
Hey, man.
Say hi, Sanaya. All right, go be a good girl. All right, that's what I do. Help kids graduate. But anyways, what I'm saying is, basically, I agree with you, G. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get on here. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna bash on IQ like that. I'm sorry. That's just my boy. But he do need to step up. I agree with a lot of points, but I just want to know for the where everybody, before we wrap up, like, do we think like the series, like if we win or lose the series, do it determine if did we make the right decision, basically, with not going after Donovan Mitchell and listen to Rick Brunson and Jalen Brunson? Do anybody agree like that's, if we win the series, we made the right decision, but if we lose, we made the wrong decision? That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Win or lose, we made the right decision.
Right. Here's the thing, though. Whether we win or lose, can you go back and correct that decision? Can you change that decision?
But what human don't live with regret though? What human? That's just not reality. That's not nature. Everybody gonna say, "Hey, if
It
I could
is
go back
reality,
10
bro.
years."
It's water under the
Yeah,
bridge. You can't change that outcome, bro.
that's true.
You can't change it, man. No matter what happens, going forward, the Knicks can't undo that Donovan Mitchell fiasco from last summer. You know what I'm saying? It's water
Yeah.
under the bridge at this point. What I would do though is continue to invest in these young kids and Grimes and Quickly and RJ and Obi and Miles McBride and be glad that those young guys got to play in high leverage games. And
Fact.
however you feel about RJ Barrett and Quickly and Grimes, look at the Houston Rockets who have a whole bunch of first high draft picks, right? And their kids are not even developing. They had the number 2 pick, the number 3 pick, the number 3 pick, all these lottery picks, right? That team's not developing because they're not playing high leverage games. Our young kids are playing in high leverage games with the potential to be great NBA players because they get to be in high leverage games and find out who they are. And we get to find out who they are too, because here's the thing. If Quickly doesn't show up in this playoff series, right? I think Quickly's value on the market goes from potentially a 19, 20, 21, 22 million dollar a year player to somewhere around $14 million. Right? And I know that sounds odd, right? That sounds odd, right? But the Knicks can basically say, listen, we can get the same production from Alec Burks than we getting from you. We can go get a journey. We can go get Josh Richardson to do what you do. Now, are you a star in this league? If you're a star in this league, you got to prove it. You know what I'm saying? We can't just pay you based on how you feel like you are as an NBA player. We have to pay you based on how you perform as an NBA player, right? And I hate for it to be that cut and dried, but it is what it is. Because if you feel like that's unfair to Emmanuel Quickly, I don't ever want to hear y'all say another bad word about RJ Barrett. Period. It's just what it is. You got to be balanced in the takes we make, man. Like because RJ hadn't showed up for the most part on a regular basis this season, and people are complaining about his contract kicking in next year. But Quickly is not showing up in this moment right here, right? And is it fair to do it for RJ and to Grimes and not do it for Quickly? It's not fair.
Only reason I say it is fair because I think it's a difference from being a starter and not a bench starter. I feel like when your coach saying you starter, it's not necessarily saying you better than everybody on the roster. I think it's more of a trust factor. Sometimes it could be matchupping, but like if it's consistent, I believe the coach believe in you. And he's just not showing that consistency. That's the only slack I get you. But I hear you though.
But Quickly and RJ are playing the same since Josh Hart got here. Quickly and RJ Barrett are playing the same number of minutes per game. I mean, and listen, I want RJ to play more minutes, but the fact is Josh Hart is here and he's effective. Right? Grimes, Quickly, RJ are playing about the same amount of minutes every game. So one starts and one comes off the bench. Yeah.
I also think that's the problem too. I like to see Josh Hart in a starting lineup. Like I want to see that one time, at least Tibbs, but he's so stubborn he ain't gonna do it. But like, because I want to say RJ and Josh Hart the same type of player, but I think RJ should learn from Josh Hart. Like, hey man, I know I'm not effectively, you know what I'm saying, going to contribute, help these guys offensively, but I'm gonna get my rebounds. I'm gonna play my defense. Like, I just don't get how you don't learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he got potential to at least do that. Because if RJ was giving us the effort Josh Hart was giving, I don't even think we had this conversation. The same thing with Quickly. If Quickly was stepping up, we don't even have this conversation. But it's just the
who's to say that he's not, though, young man?
What do you mean? Wait, repeat your question, sir.
What I was trying to say to you is, who's to say that he's not? Iron sharp as iron. You don't think RJ is sitting on that bench looking at Hart and like, you know, these are the things that I'm probably need to do? Because you forget about game one. Even though he shot terribly in game one, the man still had 6 assists, 4 or 5 rebounds, and a couple other things that he done did. A couple of steals, a few steals.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like,
So you can't.
yeah.
So hold on a second. Don't let me. Excuse me. You cannot excuse his effort. His problem is like what Freezy said yesterday. The young man might have the yits. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm
I think he got
saying?
the yips. Yeah.
So with
Yeah.
that said, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta try to, you gotta kind of open your eyes to it. You know what I'm saying? He is not the glorious pick. He is not the person, the Messiah that we thought he should have been. But unfortunately, he's still a Knick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the #1 RJ fan. I like him. I support him because he wears Knicks across the front of his jersey. With that said, you know what I'm saying? Give him a break sometimes. Not all the time, just sometimes.
I mean, but at the end of the day, Courtney Lee, like, let's just force it on reality. Us, like you say, I'm a young man. In my life, bro, my whole 30 years of life, being a black man, I have never got a break. I just had to do reality. I don't get no government assistance. I don't get nothing. I have to take my ass out there and work and pay for my job. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to reality and how life works, but that no excuses work for nobody. This ain't got nothing to do with basketball, but
We
that's just
talking
my
about a
point.
game. We talking about a game versus
You didn't let
what
me finish.
me.
I said, didn't I just say it has nothing to do with basketball? Just like you don't want to be cut off. Could I have the same respect, sir? Please.
Go ahead,
Right?
go ahead.
You can't contradict yourself. You can't cut nobody. You cannot want to be cut off and cut people off. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, respectfully. So my whole 30, like I said, so ain't nobody bashing on him. It just he does this, been the same starter for 5 years, sir. 5 years. That's all we just saying. We haven't seen no improvement. You saying about the 6 assists, I get that, but him coming in from Duke, he was scouted for being a playmaker. So should I get chore money from my mom for cleaning my room? Why is we rewarding people for doing stuff that they're supposed to do? You shouldn't get rewards for stuff you're supposed to do. So that's where I'm at with it. So I want to see some consistency over 5 years and being in the same position that you started. You can't say from the roster from Fizdale that the Knicks have done everything possible to help this man. They improved the roster. They got better pieces around him from the first year he came in. The first year was crap. They didn't surround that boy with no type of talent. But they have tried to help this man. They have tried to give him the keys. They tried to market this man. They did everything they can. So why is he not exceeding? Why do he don't have a signature shoe in the market like New York? Merch, anything, bro. That's the point.
He does have
yeah.
I'm not saying that. Is it a #1 brand though? Is it
because he's still growing, and you got to remember, out of those 4 years that he's been here, he's been assessed a different role every 4 years. Every year he's assessed a different role.
So Ja Morant has the same coach when he came in the league?
But Ja Morant has the same role for 4
No, that's not
years.
the question. That's not. I just said, did he have the same?
But you're not listening, though. You're not listening. RJ Barrett is asked to do something different that is not his game every other year. What if your job asks you to do something different every other year that you're not good at?
I get that point. I don't speak on stuff that I don't do. I'm not in the huddles.
Exactly.
I'm not there.
So
So
you should know about that. You said reality. Reality is doing things that you never did and growing and being good at them. That's what he's going through. Ja Morant had to.
But don't take 5 years though.
4 years straight.
Hold on a second. Let him finish now.
Task every year, yeah. Think about it at your job. If you had a different task and you ain't know how to teach the kids how to teach them, you're going to have to do some research on how to do it first. You ain't just going to be a master at knowing how to teach them or something you don't know.
But why take the job?
Right.
What do you
hey,
mean?
let me do this real quick. So Paris
I mean, I don't have to.
Paris Duggar says, you spin quickly out of the trap now, and that's over. Yeah, I understand what you're saying with that, Paris Duggar. About my only thing with it is spinning out of the trap or backing up out of the trap. And I agree with you on that, but you still have to reverse. You still have to reverse the basketball. The RJ Barrett thing, man. I don't even know where we even going with it, y'all. The thing is, Emmanuel quickly need to step up, and it has nothing to do with RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett needs to step up, and it has nothing to do with Emmanuel quickly. They got to play together as a team, as team ball. They both have to step up. They both had to step. We can't blame RJ Barrett for 4 years ago, and we can't ignore the fact that Emmanuel quickly is an emerging superstar that hasn't showed up. In my mind, Emmanuel quickly is an emerging superstar, but he has not showed up. Right? In these moments, because And I ask you guys, have y'all ever heard the saying that stars are made in the playoffs? You heard that, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
That's why I put the possible on Emmanuel quickly.
Right. And if stars are made in the playoffs and Quickly is doing the opposite, how are we going to redirect what Quickly is not doing to point out what RJ Barrett is not doing? They both need to step up. They both do. RJ Barrett's playing, man, defensively, he's okay. Quickly, defensively, they're okay. Right. But we gotta step up and create better looks and get these double teams off of Randall and get these traps off of Jalen Brunson, bro. They got to step up, man. Jalen Brunson being trapped and the other guards not stepping up. I mean, come on. Come on. Even Michael Jordan needed help. Even Michael Jordan needed Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Steve Kerr, Jim Paxson. You know what I'm saying? Even Jordan needed help, bro. You got to help these guys. It's a team game.
I agree with you, bro. I so agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is like, I'm not pointing a finger at nobody. I just seen this before with RJ against Atlanta. So that's why I'm just like,
you still say
no, I'm just saying, like, I'm just going off of consistency. I get everything want to be equal.
My man
I'm just telling you why.
From 2 years ago.
Why? I'm not even responding to that. But why that? You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why. You know what I'm saying? Even though Emmanuel Quickly played in the same thing, but he's not a starter. So that's just my whole thing. It's not hatred. Like you say, he's still a Knick. He's still, you know what I mean? He's still my team. You act like that's why I'm like, I know we can beat this team. That's why I'm more like not even putting it on the player. I just think they coach adjusted to whatever we had. You know what I'm saying? Because the first game, they couldn't do nothing with us. And it's like we couldn't get in our spots. We couldn't do anything. That's coaching, bro. That's just on their team. They adjusted to whatever we did to them in the first game, they adjusted. That's the only thing we can say. It ain't got nothing to do with a player. Donovan Mitchell still at the same point. He just distribute more and got his players involved. And that's what happened. And that's what I think that was our game plan. Let Donovan Mitchell do him, but nobody else does nothing. Like, we shut everything else down. And that's what we did in the first game, but not the second game.
Okay. All right. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, you can't label Quickly like that. That's a you issue. Yeah. Hey, so panel, you know what Paris Duggar is saying? Anything that y'all say, Paris Duggar is going to disagree with because he love attention. So y'all give him some attention. Hey, Shotgunner, you got some glitter or some stars over there? Something that we can glue or send to Paris Duggar?
Yeah, I got. I can find some.
Chocolate milk. You got a chocolate milk or something? Yeah. Regardless what y'all say, he gonna say the opposite. Regardless what y'all say, he gonna say the opposite. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I know you got some butter crunch in there.
Yo, something. 8-pack of crayons. You got an 8-pack of crayons in there, the yellow box ones, or the thick kindergarten pencils.
I got shit for the kids, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I got some shit.
Hold on. What about the corner piece of the pizza?
Them squares.
School lunch is like on the level of prison. They gotta change with that. I'm gonna be honest. They gotta.
Yeah, man.
It's not really the best.
My man is like, regardless what y'all say, I'm gonna just say the complete opposite so I can get some attention.
Shout out to Paris Duggar, man. Paris Duggar got that bag, man.
Shout out to Paris Duggar for. Hey, listen, y'all. Before we get out of here, man, what y'all doing in the morning? Lee, what you doing in the morning, bro?
You already know what we talked about.
I thought we already discussed it.
Yeah, y'all want to do some weekend buzz in the morning?
I'm gonna be here for the game.
You ain't get my text, Freezy?
Forward to that. I'm gonna be here for the game. I want to be here for the Knicks at Night podcast. When the
yeah. Definitely pulling up for that. I'm pulling up to that.
About the game where Grimes is on fire and IQ and RJ can't be stopped. That's what I want to talk about.
No doubt. We gonna rock. I'm gonna do the watch along. You know that for sure, right? I'm gonna do it on StreamYard though, instead of doing the other joint. That way it won't be all of that. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah boom boom. But y'all get it.
Yeah.
But it'll be real basic though. So it'll have a real basic look to it. But anyways, yeah, man, we gotta get together in the morning. The day after, you know, we gotta rock, bro.
Oh,
8 o'clock sound good for y'all?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Whenever you ready.
Saturday morning, I'll be up.
The other one got like 160 downloads, bro.
You heard that, nephew?
Yeah, y'all are like podcast superstars, bro. Y'all are like podcast superstars. The only podcast that I have that beat it in that same amount of time is The Neighborhood with Queen BK. That's the only one that is outperforming that one right now. I'm talking about within the same timeline. And hey, Ivory, I sent you a message in the private chat and you didn't answer.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it straight up. A lot of y'all scared to wear this jersey, but I wear it all the time.
Oh, we scared to wear a Knicks jersey, bro? Are you?
Nah, I think he's saying the number 9. Nah, the number 9.
Yo, you already know how I feel about the 9 guard.
Yeah, man. Hey,
but yo, Uncle Freezy, before them AM though, yeah, I definitely, I'm in. Remember, I'm on for that, so I'll text you.
Okay.
You didn't get to text me.
Yeah. I got you. I'll send y'all. I'll send y'all the link and all that stuff, and then we'll chop it up. With that, man, y'all did really good, man. On that audio podcast, man, you and Lee on that one y'all did. I think y'all are rock stars, because even me and Smoke did one. Me and the Smoke and Nick did one, and even that one ain't even topping what y'all did 3 weeks ago.
That's
you know
what's
what I'm
up.
saying? So yeah, man. So we gotta make sure we put that out there. And salute to everybody that listens that's listening to this on the audio podcast platform and blah, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We're gonna be back on later today for the Knicks game. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for hanging out with us this morning.
Ain't nothing personal, baby.
Yeah, peace, y'all.